Hi there, my name's Sevi and this is Spanish one day at a time. Previously, on Spanish one day at a time, we looked at the vowel sounds. In today's episode, we are going to look at direct syllables and inverse syllables. As I mentioned in the previous episode, when we combine a vowel with a consonant, we form a syllable. Remember that Spanish or Castilian has a syllabic system when we read. But what is a direct syllable or an inverse syllable? A direct syllable is when the consonant comes before the vowel. For example, ma, pe, li, do, fu. An inverse syllable is when the vowel comes before the consonant. For example, am, ep, il, od, uf. I know this is a bit boring at first, but it's necessary for you to learn it in order to read correctly in Spanish. So, I'm going to show you and read a list of direct syllables and inverse syllables that are straightforward to read. And then I'll show you the ones that do have some variations when read. Let's get to it. Direct and inverse syllables. Sílabas directas e inversas. Let's begin with the sound B. These syllables are read as follows. Ba, be, bi, bo, bu. And the inverse syllables ab, eb, ib, ob, ub. Some sounds don't have inverse syllables. In fact, they are part of the next syllable in a word and therefore become direct syllables, like in the case of the ch sound in the word pecho. The inverse syllable h doesn't exist. Instead, the e sound is part of the previous syllable pe and cho is part of the following syllable, and both of them are direct syllables. I've included them here anyway so you can get an idea of how they would be pronounced. So, with the sound ch, we read cha, che, chi, cho, chu. And the inverse syllable ach, ech, ich, och, uch. The same thing will happen with other sounds later on. I mentioned this so you can keep it in mind. The sound d. This sound is different from the English sound which is pronounced by putting your tongue behind your upper teeth. In Spanish, it's an interdental sound. We place the tongue between the teeth, and it is very similar to the th sound in English, as in father or brother. We read da, de, di, do, du. Ad, ed, id, od, ud. With the sound f, we read fa, fe, fi, fo, fu. Af, ef, if, of, uf. And as I mentioned before with the sound ch, we have the same case. The inverse syllables become direct syllables when we read them. The H sound in Spanish is silent. It is not pronounced. So the syllable is read as if the vowels were by themselves in the word. we read A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. And the inverse syllables follow the same pattern as the ch sound. The h sound has the sound of a strongly aspirated H. You can feel it in the back of your throat. We read them ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Aj, ej, ij, oj, uj. And again, the inverse syllables here follow the same pattern as the ch sound. The sound k in Spanish with the letter K is rarely used, but we do use it in some English words like kilogram or the fruit kiwi. We would read these syllables as follows: ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. Ak, ek, ik, ok, uk. Let's continue with the sound L. These syllables are read as follows: la, le, li, lo, lu. Al, el, il, ol, ul. The sound or the letter double L, depending on the region or country you live in, can be pronounced in different ways. To make it easier for you in this video, I will pronounce it as when English-speaking people pronounce the word pleasure. Z, z, that soft sound. And sometimes, if you've ever met people from Buenos Aires, Argentina, or Uruguay, or even Paraguay, they pronounce this sound as the English sound sh in the word shop, for example. The inverse syllables here follow the same pattern as the ch sound. So we would read these syllables as follows: ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Aj, ej, ij, oj, uj. Let's continue with the sound m. These syllables are read as follows: ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Am, em, im, om, The sound n now. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. An, en, in, on, un. The sound ñ in Spanish is similar to the direct syllable ni. It is produced by lifting and pressing the tongue against the center of the palate, and the syllables are read as follows: ña, ñe, ñi, ño, ñu. The inverse syllables follow the same pattern as the ch sound: añ, eñ, iñ, oñ, uñ. Let's continue with the sound p. This sound in Spanish is a bilabial sound and it's not plosive like it is in English. These syllables are read as follows: pa, pe, pi, po, pu. Ap, ep, ip, op, up. The letter R in Spanish has two sounds, a soft sound and a strong sound. The soft sound is produced when the letter R is only one, and this one is in the middle of a word between two vowels or when followed by one consonant and even at the end of a word. Let's look at these examples. Pero, in the middle of the word, carta, in the middle of the word preceding a consonant, and amar at the end of the word. The strong sound is produced when the letter R is at the beginning of a word, when it is preceded by an N, an L, or an S sound, or when this one is in the middle of the word between two vowels. In this case, when it's between two vowels, we double the R to make it sound stronger. Let's look at some examples. Rosa at the beginning of the word, enredadera preceded by an N sound, alrededor preceded by an L sound, and disruptivo preceded by an S sound. And the last one, perro. When the R is in the middle of the word, here we double the R since it is between two vowels. So, the syllables are read as follows: ra, re, ri, ro, ru, or ra, re, ri, ro, ru. R, er, ir, or, ur. Let's continue with the sound s. These syllables are read as follows: sa, se, si, so, su, as, es, is, os, us. Let's continue with the sound t. These syllables are read as follows: ta, te, ti, to, tu, at, et, it, ot, ut. This sound in Spanish is also interdental. The V sound in Spanish is pronounced the same as the B sound. Especially in Spain, it's a bilabial sound, not labiodental like it is in English. The labiodental articulation of the V sound is only spontaneous in speakers who live in Valencia or Mallorca and in some areas of Catalonia due to the influence of Catalan, as well as in parts of the Americas due to the influence of Amerindian languages. The inverse syllables follow the same pattern as the ch sound. So, we would read them as follows: ba, be, bi, bo, bu, av, ev, iv, ov, u. Let's continue with the sound x. These syllables are read as follows: xa, xe, xi, xo, su, ax, ex, ix, ox, ux. As you can see, in the previous set of letters, there are letters which are missing. But why are they missing? Because these letters don't follow the same pattern as the others, and they are a bit more complicated. Let's take a look at them. Tricky syllables. Sílabas complicadas. The letter C has two sounds in Spanish, the sound K and the sound F. Let's start with the K sound. The letter C is pronounced with this sound when followed by the vowels A, O, U, as in this example, Ka, Ko, Ku, and their reverse forms with all the vowels, Ak, Ek, Ik, Ok, Uk. But what happens when I have the letter C with the vowels E, I? We use the letter Q along with the letter U followed by them, and we read que, ki. In these syllables, the U is not pronounced. And it's the only time we use the Q in Spanish, only when we read que, ki. With the letter G, or G in Spanish, something similar happens. The letter G has two sounds. The voiced velar sound G, as in gorilla, and the voiceless velar fricative sound H, as in gente, that is, people. It's a sound of a strongly aspirated H. Let's start with the G sound. The letter G is pronounced with this sound when followed by the vowels A, O, U, as in this example, Ga, Go, Gu. And the inverse syllables follow the pattern of the ch sound as mentioned before. Ag, eg, ig, og, ug. If I want to read this sound with the vowels E and I, I must put a U letter between the G or the G and the vowels E, I, and it would sound ge, gi. Notice that here the U is not pronounced. But what happens when the U is pronounced? We write two dots on the U. It's what we call diéresis in Spanish, and we read the syllable as follows. We, we. And if the U is not present at all between the G and the vowels E and I, we pronounce the letter G as the J, J in Spanish, the voiceless velar fricative sound H. So we would read que, he. The letter W in Spanish is rarely used, but we do use it in some English words like water polo or windsurf. We would read these syllables as follows, very similar to the G sound as in gorilla, followed by an U. Wa, we, wo, wu. The letter Y or Y, depending on the region or country you live in, can be pronounced in different ways. It's the same sound when we pronounce the double L as mentioned before. So we can say ya, je, ji, yo, you. We can also say, as in some parts of Argentina, sha, she, she, sho, shu. But when this sound is on its own or at the end of a word, the j letter, the y letter, sounds like the Latin I. So we would read these inverse syllables as follows. I, a, oi, uy. The letter Z or the letter theta in Spanish, and especially in Spain, has the same sound as when you say thank you in English. That is, the second sound of the letter C in Spanish, followed by E and E. The letter Z or theta is pronounced with this sound when followed by the vowels A, O, U, as in this example, tha, tho, thu, and their reverse forms with all the vowels, ath, eth, ith, oth, uth. But what happens when I have the letter Z with the vowels E, I? In Spain, the letter theta is not used when followed by these vowels. We use the letter C instead, the letter C instead, as mentioned before. So we would read the, thi. This is something that only happens in Spain. In some other countries of America, or even in Spain in the Canarian Islands, the theta is pronounced like an S sound, S sound. Sa, se, si, so, su. And the letter theta followed by the vowels E, I is accepted when writing as well. So to make it clearer, let's look at some examples with these sounds. With the syllables ka, ke, ki, ko, ku, we have ka as in casa, que as in queso, ki as in 15, and here we have the two sounds, ki and ce, co as in cometa, and cu as in cubo. Then we have the syllables tha, the, thi, tho, thu. Tha as in zapato, te as in cesta, thi as in cinco, and here we also have the two sounds again, thi and co, tho as in lazo, and thu as in azul. Remember that all these syllables are pronounced with s in some other Spanish-speaking countries. They pronounce these words as follows: zapato, cesta, cinco, lazo, y azul. All right, beautiful people. That's all for today. I hope I've added a little more water to that Spanish seed that it's growing little by little, one day at a time. See you in the next class.